Next movie that we're going to talk about, which is from I kind of go back and forth on this a lot about, who is my favorite director. I don't talk about, the guys like, Martin Scorsese, Paul Thomas Anderson,
Tarantino.
No, his later run I'm not as big a fan of.
Nolan.
Early
before Batman.
Pre Dark Knight Rises Nolan. I would put it there.
That's
pre Dark Knight Rises.
Yeah.
Pre Dark Knight Rises. Oppenheimer. I will give him that. I love
Oppenheimer's good. Oppenheimer's really good. I don't understand Tenet.
But somebody that I kind of Edgar Wright is another one. Somebody that I always kind of overlook, but every time I see he has a movie coming out, I instantly get excited. Is David Fincher, who's directed The Game, Fight Club, which is one of my all-time favorites, Seven, Panic Room, The Social Network, which is my favorite of the 2010s.
Oh, me too.
Mm-hmm. And of course, what we're talking about now with 2014's Gone Girl, adapted from the New York Times best-selling novel written by Gillian Flynn, who also wrote the screenplay and is a producer on this film, starring Ben Affleck and Rosamund Pike. On July 5th, Amy Elliott Dunn, devoted wife to Nick, played by Ben Affleck, has gone missing. And we see all of the horrific circumstances that led up to this. And let me tell you, when I saw this movie in the theater for the first time, I hadn't read the book at that point. I knew nothing about this going in. And this was one of the best theater experiences of my entire life. Because I was by myself at my AMC Regency in Brandon, Florida. Basically by myself in the theater in the back row, just, chilling out, watching this movie. It's like, I knew all these actors. It's like Ben Affleck, Rosamund Pike, Kim Dickens, Tyler Perry, Neil Patrick Harris. And David Fincher is one of my favorite directors, scores by Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross. And watching this movie, and when you got to the midpoint, it's like, this was a legitimately mind-blowing experience for me.
Mm-hmm. Same here.
Because this entire time, and this entire first 1.5 acts of this movie, this is, packaging itself as, a typical missing white woman story, which has become more or less a meme, especially in this era of true crime. And in this movie, we have a case of Ben Affleck being the worst possible I'm not a murderer ever.
Just an idiot. Just, Nick, what a dumbass. It's
like, you dumb.
All you have to do is stay in the house. Now you're
all you have to do is not come outside and just shut the fuck up and let the cops do their job. But
you want to do a press conference, you want to hold a vigil.
But that's a thing that happens in cases like this. And something that, even Tyler Perry says, it's like, you'd have to be a sociopath to act normal in this situation.
Right.
that I always, I kind of give a little bit of levity towards horror films, and that critique of, wow, these characters are so stupid. It's like, I'd never do something like that. Is like, one, you're watching this from the comfort of your own home. And
right.
And when shit goes down, when, adrenaline starts flowing, when you're put in situations like this where you have to think on your feet like that, you're not in a wrong state of mind. Your brain don't work when shit goes down.
Exactly. Yeah, you have a fight or flight moment where you just, you don't overthink it. You just go for it.
Yeah, exactly. And, Nick does that in the worst way possible in a situation like this. And because, it's like he's, being very, just going back to corn-fed, salt of the earth Missouri guy. He's just, man of the people. It's like, talk to cops without a lawyer.
Oh yeah, me and my wife, yeah, we're totally fine.
Has no friends here. Is she kind of standoffish? Ivy League, rubs people the wrong way.
She's from New York. She's complicated. Have very high standards.
Type A. Well, that can make you crazy if you're not like that. You seem pretty laid back. Type B. Speaking of which, Amy's blood type.
God, I don't know. I have to look it up at the house.
You don't know if she has friends. You don't know what she does all day, and you don't know your wife's blood type.
Sure, y'all are married.
I maybe it's type O.
Where are her folks? New York?
Yeah.
Can they get here in time for this press conference tomorrow?
Tomorrow? I have no idea. I haven't talked to them.
You haven't called your wife's parents
I mean,
yet?
you can't get a signal in this building. I've been in here talking to you.
Well, call them, please.
He's like, dude, what the fuck are you doing?
No, this is the fucking kicker of the scene.
I know my wife's blood type.
No.
It's like, if you have one takeaway from that scene, never talk to the cops without a lawyer. No, don't know that. No, don't know that.
Missing, so you don't look stupid. But yeah, just that whole scene was just a masterclass. Because if you haven't seen the movie, it's been 10 years. But just Amy has just been.
It's been 10 years. There's been numerous video essays about the kind of character that Amy Dunn is.
Yeah, Amy has just been playing Nick like a piano the whole movie, just laying trap after trap, very Tom and Jerry-esque, where he just stumbles into these situations like, oh, well, I don't know. and did all the paperwork.
And even in our group chat talking about this movie, it was like, okay, Ben Affleck, all you have to do is just lay low, cooperate with a lawyer present when police talk to you.
Exactly.
But this man bubble fucks his way to potentially getting into the death penalty.
It just goes from bad to worse. And you're just like,
yeah, but something that really stands out, especially in, a situation like this. It's like, because, I've talked to police for reasons that I'll keep to myself. And, if you want to hear, I'll talk off mic, but there's this instinct, especially with people like us, people that kind of know how police are. It's like you want to be very forthcoming, you want to try to cooperate, de-escalate as much as you can,
right?
And everything you see on TV, it leads you just like, nope, fuck that, nope. No, it's like, yeah, if I lawyer up, I'm guilty. They're gonna think I'm guilty.
There you go.
Don't do that. Know your rights.
Exactly.
And two, that is exactly what Amy was counting on, of him going into that, into trying to project this image of being this big man.
Yeah, Amy paints the picture of her being this dainty, very homely, and America's sweetheart.
Yeah, and the movie I think was criticized at the time for potentially being very anti-feminist, being misogynistic, because on one hand I can kind of see those themes, because as at one point Nick talks to a previous victim of hers who's played by Scoot McNairy.
That's right.
About a case where she faked a sexual assault potentially, and something that stood out to me on this rewatch, because he's telling a story. He was like, "Yeah, we had sex. It was consensual. It was rough, but she was begging for it."
Right.
And something that really stood out to me on this rewatch is, why are we so quick to believe him? And that's really something that stuck with me. I was talking to a friend of mine about this, especially about that scene. It's like, especially because we're seeing the movie from Nick's point of view, and he's in this situation. Is like, why are we so quick to judge him? And I think that's something that Gillian Flynn is doing with both the book and this film. It's that she's trying to force us to re-examine our preconceived notion about cases like this, about these gender roles, because the big standout moment of this movie is something that's been dubbed the cool girl monologue that Amy gives at the midpoint reveal of the movie about, the kind of man that the woman that Nick wanted.
My murder. Nick Dunn took my pride and my dignity and my hope and my money. He took and took from me until I no longer existed. That's murder. Let the punishment fit the crime. To fake a convincing murder, you have to have discipline.
Just on YouTube. How to fake a murder.
With the help of the unwitting, bump up your life insurance. Purchase getaway car, Craigslist, medical record.
Homegirl. See, at the time I watched this movie, I had just watched I Love You, Philip Morris.
Oh, good one.
And that's a movie where Jim Carrey's character is playing a con artist and he convincingly fakes AIDS.
That feels like it's ridiculous.
It is, and this is kind of on that same level.
Yeah, she goes above and beyond, bleeding all over the place, stealing a pregnant woman's urine. And,
a pregnancy is now part of your legal medical record.
I'm sure a lot of relationships that were on the rocks were like, you know what?
Maybe go to counseling, maybe talk it out.
Baby, you'd never do that to me, would you?
All I know is, especially after this rewatch,
meticulously stage your crime scene with just enough mistakes to
I was
raise
trying to
the
get to
punishment at the crime.
To
fake
Oh,
a
it's
conviction.
on
Oh no, that's part 2 of this. That's
Discipline.
part 2 of the video.
Gotcha.
All right, we'll get there, but
Yeah, we'll get there.
yeah, we'll get there. But yeah, this movie it is,
Haunting.
something that I think it's haunting, and something that's forced me to re-examine my my own attitudes towards women in dating, especially with my current partner.
There you go.
Gay, cool girl. She's a Nick loved a girl I was pretending to be. Cool girl. You always use that, don't they, as their defining compliment. She's a cool girl. Cool girl is hot. Cool girl is gay. Cool girl is fun. Cool girl never gets angry at her man. She only smiles in a chagrin-loving manner and then presents her mouth for fucking. She likes what he likes, so evidently he's a vinyl hipster who loves fetish manga. If he likes girls gone wild, she's a mall babe who talks football and endures buffalo wings at Hooters. When I met Nick Dunn, I knew he wanted a cool girl. And for him, I'll admit, I was willing to try. I wax stripped my pussy raw. I drank canned beer watching Adam Sandler movies. I ate cold pizza and remained a size 2. I blew him, semi-regularly. I lived in the moment. I was fucking game. I can't say I didn't enjoy some of it. Nick teased out in me things I didn't know existed. A lightness, a humor, an ease. But I made him smarter, sharper. I inspired him to rise to my level. I forged the man of my dreams.
It's like,
well, there you have it.
yeah, this movie it is, and I think something that I think gets lost on a lot of people that are watching it is that Gillian Flynn, I think she's trying to force the viewer to question a little bit of their preconceived notions, especially with dating and relationships, because I've I'm currently in a relationship. I've been engaged to somebody else. It's to an extent we all kind of put on a performance for other people.
Exactly.
Especially in dating and relationships. And that's kind of like something that's dubbed the honeymoon phase. And the longer you stay together with a partner, the more your natural self comes out.
Right.
And something that really sticks out in this movie is that Amy and both Nick are both completely just fake performative people.
Yeah.
This is, and here's my take on this movie. This is a movie that is, a very dark take on something like Don John, which was that Joseph Gordon-Levitt movie, where both of those lead characters with Joseph Gordon-Levitt and Scarlett Johansson, both of those people had their preconceived notions about what a relationship should look like.
Right.
And especially with Amy in this movie, she's such a narcissist that unless it's absolutely perfect, then it's worth shit.
Yep, she's very manipulative, and she's very, again, we talk about drive. She's very driven to kind of hold up this archetype of the perfect American marriage. Now that, especially at the end where she comes back and, she's putting on a performance again, kind of mirroring the same way. Because the whole movie, Nick is just, he's a puppet. First, he's with Tyler Perry.
Almost in the beginning of the movie, in the first couple acts before Tyler Perry comes into the picture, Nick is himself. Right. It's like he is trying to put on that image of, this is me. I'm, trying to be nice people. I got this, and salt of the earth, Midwest charm. And his situation doesn't turn around even online until he puts on that performance coached by Tyler Perry.
Exactly. Yeah, because they want, it's all about, because the slept on thing about this movie focused so much on the infidelity. The media cycle is also a very important integral plot to the story, because throughout this whole movie,
which is an element which I think has aged beautifully with this whole obsession with true crime that's caught on stuff like Netflix, stuff like Making a Murderer,
Tiger King,
Ryan Murphy, Tiger King, fucking the Jeffrey Dahmer show.
Yeah. So we love to see a true story. Even I think about the Aaron Hernandez case. We love to see a story of somebody's downfall or of a broken marriage, or people just as fucked up as we are, because it kind of makes us feel a little better.
Yeah, if nothing else, seeing a fucked up marriage kind of makes you feel better about your own relationship.
Right.
It's I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of having a fight with my girlfriend before I went on to weekend duty, and then I watched this movie. Second it was over, I just texted her. I was like, "I miss you. I love you, babe."
There you go. Patch it up. It ain't worth it.
It's not worth the headache.
No, you got to treat them right. Trust me, I've been there. But and a lot of things in this movie that I love about just how the de-evolution of Nick is just happening over real time. And if they attack everybody, from, we didn't talk about Carrie Coon is great as Nick's big sister, twin sister, and sidekick in a sense, trying to uncover this mystery. And she's just as great as the voice of truth, even though Nick isn't as great to her as well, bringing your side piece to your sister's house.
This movie, I think it's talking about different examples of love, and with both Nick and Amy, it is transactional to a T. See what I did there? It's like unless they are both their ideal versions of their idealized partner, then I'm not gonna try. And with Margot, with Nick, it is completely unconditional. Right. Even in the very ending, when Margot's breaking down, it's like, I can't watch you play house with that thing for another 18 years. It's like, I still love you.
It's like, I still need you here, Margot. It's like, it's a very, very, very tight relationship. So, and and that's one of the only good things that Nick has in his life right now. And one of the only consistently good things. So everybody's just letting his dad, schizophrenic, or has Alzheimer's. His mother passed away, which is why they moved to Missouri from New York. So that starts to deteriorate the marriage. Just small things. Like one of the lines that stuck out to me was just where you start to see Amy crack a little bit is when she's like, so Nick and I moved to Missouri. It's fine. I just wish he asked first. You just gotta go.
Yeah, but that entire monologue, it's like from her diary, diary at that point. So this is a movie where it's a case of two unreliable narrators.
There you go. Yeah. You don't know who to trust.
Exactly. It's like a lot of this stuff that we see in the diaries, a lot of stuff that we later see in Nick's point of view, especially it gets more into it in the book. It's like, I'm betting a lot of this happened, but definitely not the way you're saying it.
Right. So was there really physical abuse? Was there really
no I think the movie and in the book make it clear that the physical abuse, all of that was made up. It was more to craft this image of Amy, especially in the public eye, of being this perfect missing white woman.
Yeah.
Crafting the narrative of the perfect victim.
Exactly.
And a huge thing about Amy and how terrifying she is, she understands who she is in society. She understands that America loves nothing more than a missing white woman.
It's kind of like the Allison Williams thing in Get Out. It's like she knows exactly who she is and who she's catering to. And like, with the cops pull me over, I'll be fine. It's that kind of attitude where it's like, that's the kind of perfect villain where it's like, I know what I'm capable of and I know how to get out of it. Like at the end when she's really pregnant, and she says your favorite line.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, we'll come back around to the ending, but
yeah,
it's like, I fully understand the type of person that Amy is at this point. I fully get the kind of person she is, but
I'm the cunt you married. The only time you liked yourself was when you were trying to be someone this cunt might like. I'm not a quitter. I'm that cunt.
That's love.
I am in a relationship with my partner who I love and adore dearly.
True.
But if she said something like that to me, I don't care who's in the house. I don't care if my neighbor's kids are asleep. I don't care if cops get called, how much property damage we ensue.
It's going down.
I'm turning her around and somebody is getting pregnant.
Somebody. One of us is. I don't know which one.
It's like, even I was in the group chat, especially at that scene, I was like, I like made a joke about don't get a boner, don't get a boner, don't get a boner, don't get a boner.
Do you think Nick kind of looked at Amy and was like, you know what?
Yeah, and that's the real bitch of the ending is like Nick is portrayed as such a lazy sack of shit that he'll just accept it.
He's like,
because it means he doesn't have to do anything.
It's kind of like that scene in Pearl when she's yelling at Superman, and he kind of has that look on his face like, now how can I balance out the crazy to hot ratio? That was Nick. He was like, how can I make this work? How can I make this work for me?
And yeah, Rosamund Pike, especially in this movie, this was, kind of her coming out party. I think this was her first Oscar nomination as well. And part of the reason that David Fincher cast her is because she's kind of like ambiguously aged that she can pass for, early 20s to, potentially late 30s.
Right. She looked good. Yeah, this is like the first time. I mean, I've seen her in bits and parts and pieces across like movies and shows, but I think this was like her first real like lead performance, and it was supposed to be Reese Witherspoon who produced it, but they were like, "No, you look too nice." So
talk about trading up.
Yeah, so I think Rosamund Pike has that perfect balance of sweet, like innocent smile, and then that piercing glare that she just shoots.
And something that
crazy
that I have finally come around to on this movie especially once you get to the ending, is that if I knew a couple like this,
His elderly mother breaks into an impromptu rendition of New York, New York every time.
Bag of bones.
That's just right. We also bought Nick his very first pair of scissors.
And matching stapler.
Amy Elliott, you are more than amazing. You are brilliant, yet entirely unsnobby. Challenge me. You surprise me. And fun fact for the readers, you have a world-class vagina. Now, my colleagues tell me that you are not yet married. Is that correct?
I'm not.
Isn't it time we fix that?
And then the night wasn't so bad anymore.
Aww. And the movie is there.
Aw. So sweet, my teeth are gonna rot.
No, I got a cavity. It's like a line they say later in the movie. Is like, we're so cute. I want to punch us in the face.
Yeah, they are literally that. They are the most insufferable couple that you have ever met in your entire life.
Yeah, that one
They
couple.
they are the freaking Wagner Moore and Parker Posey and Mr. and Mrs. Smith. They are that.
Like, you're so cute. You want to bite off my plate? You want a French fry? You want to feature a French fry? Just that one annoying couple. Like, oh my god, stop!
Oh my god, can I please just go the fuck home now?
I just came over to borrow some sugar. You guys are just fucking. Oh, yeah, I'll stay for dinner. What are you guys cooking?
Yeah, but this is a movie I think is absolutely brilliant from David Fincher. If I had to name my favorite movie of his, shit, I almost can't. It was like,
Yeah,
he
he's
has
one of
so
those
many bangers. He's one of those filmmakers. Like, even if it's a movie that I think is just okay, something like Mank or The Killer, I still come away with something new.
I need to rewatch The Killer. I wasn't vibing with it the first time. I gotta try it again.
Yeah, but I come away with something new every time I rewatch one of his movies, and that's especially the case with Gone Girl. Just especially in the 10 years since its release, the different phases of my young adulthood that I was when I saw this. It was like when I first saw it, I was single. When I rewatched it a couple years later, I was casually dating. I was engaged. I'm with my current partner. It was like how my perception of the movie has changed over time on subsequent rewatches. It's an endlessly fascinating movie.
I agree. Couldn't agree more. I think, yeah, because this was right in the middle. Like, Fincher came out of the 2010 swinging. Like, this is part of like his three-peat, I'd call it, because
it was. He came out of the 2010s, basically going to any studio, just
give me a fucking Oscar. But
what now?
Yeah, he did 2010 does Social Network, then 2011 he does Dragon Tattoo, and then 2014 he does Girl, and it's just kind of like a perfect like three-peat of just, they're all different vibes, but like Fincher is probably the most miserable director. Like, all of his movies are kind of like feel bad movies.
All of his movies are if somebody like Wes Anderson wants you to think about, the goodness in people, or somebody like Steven Spielberg, Fincher wants you to realize that people are fucking awful.
Yeah, we're all freaks. We're all
monsters to an extent.
Yeah, and I think this is one of his funniest. Like, it's a darkly comic film for me because Tyler Perry and Kim Dickens and Patrick Fugit and Carrie Coon, of course, provide most of the levity in the film. And one of my favorite lines by Kim Dickens is when they find the woodshed, and she was like, anytime Nick would say something stupid, I'd just say, maybe he's just stupid. Like, she's one of the great foils in this film. And Neil Patrick Harris, we haven't seen Neil Patrick Harris as a villain, as a creepy stalker, and he nails it because, I always think about those Doogie Howser movies. Not Doogie Howser.
I think about Doogie Howser. I think about Harold and Kumar. Especially at the
How
time.
I Met Your
I was thinking
Mother.
about, exactly, and that was fresh
Barney
in my mind
would
when I
do
first
this.
saw this.
That's like the dark side of Barney.
And then you rewatch it a decade later. It's like, yeah, Barney might do something like this.
Yeah, Barney might have had some bodies under the apartment. it was getting very Quagmire-ish. But yeah, I mean, I can't say enough about this movie. I mean, this is the third Trent Reznor, Atticus Ross score for Fincher. I think they did. It's one of my favorites. It's very airy. It's very like ghost, like just kind of washes over you like a demonic spa.
It's like a score where I can't recall a single note from it, but every time I hear it, I just know something is wrong.
Yeah, they have a very calming anxiety about their music.
It's like you should feel at ease, you should feel relaxed, but nope, just that
electric
one little thing is off.
And some beeps in the back. You're just like all the distortion. You're just like, there's something wrong here. But and they fit in perfectly here. That's why I'm excited for Tron. That's the only reason I'm excited for Tron. But yeah, this is, I think, as far as Fincher, this is like top 5 for me because I still love Fight Club. I still love Seven. Social Network. I can throw those on anytime.
Yeah, this is easily top 5 Fincher for me. Easily top 5 of the 2010s, and still a movie that I adore and rewatch all the time. And just like with Whiplash, I can't really give this anything but this is cinema. Just for how many times I've rewatched this movie, and every single time, especially at different phases of my life, come to a different conclusion about what Gillian Flynn is trying to say with this movie.
Exactly. And the weird thing is, I said this in the group chat as well, is like, it's uncomfortable how many of my comfort films are like
the darkest films ever.
Like I vividly remember watching Seven with my mom, and we're just all like, yeah, this is a good Sunday, isn't it? Like my brother's favorite.
What's in the box? What's in the box?
We love Zodiac, we love Mindhunter, and all that shit in our family. So like the fact that I can throw Gone Girl on anytime and we're good. Like it's been one of those movies for me. If I'm not doing anything in a day, I'll just throw on Gone Girl in the back, just for the score, just for the performances, and just that entire third act when she mercilessly kills Neil Patrick Harris in the most
doesn't matter had sex.
Hey, a nut's a nut. You gotta get how you live, man. So hey, baller way to go out.
I mean, just like with the boys, especially there's a scene in that show where I said, if I had to choose how I went out, that might be the way.
Yeah, if you're gonna go.
But then seeing it on in this movie, it's like, I don't know about that.
Yeah, and I didn't even get to. I mentioned like when because Amy's not the pro we think she is. She's kind of a fuck up. Like when she's on her own. She
can plan for everything, but you can never account for human error, especially when it comes to yourself.
To your two methods, you were running your mouth too much around those two, man. Now, is that Boyd Holbrook? I think it was.
Yeah, that was Boyd Holbrook. That was one of the first times I've seen him.
Yeah, shout out to my man from Logan, and I forgot the other woman's name, but she was great. But yeah, don't talk about your shit with these two meth heads, man. And leave your money stash at the house. Jumping in mini golf and my $1,000. How did that get in there?
It's like, damn it, Amy Dunn, you are the dumbest smart person I ever known.
Exactly. You can fake a murder, but you can't fake an identity. God bless you. But yeah, this is cinema, by the way. Like Fincher's the GOAT as far as I'm like, he's one of those directors. If he's dropping something, I'm there. Like movie, TV show. I think he's a master at his craft. I think this is the best Ben Affleck has been, debatably for me.
It's debatable, especially in that kind of like 2010s Ben Affleck renaissance.
Argo is good.
Argo is good. The Town, I still think, is his best directed movie, and his performance in that is probably one of my favorites.
Very good. Don't say Batman.
You see the Batman poster in my background, right? You think I'm going to disrespect that man's name?
Yeah.
Sorry.
I'm sorry.
But
sorry. I mean it.
But this is cinemas all around for both Whiplash and for Gone Girl. But that is our show, people.